There are plenty of mums who'll tell you they love being pregnant, but few could match the commitment and enthusiasm of the women you're about to meet. Jill Hawkins and Carole Horlock have turned baby making into a career, a very lucrative career according to their critics. You see, Jill and Carole are surrogates, and between them, they've brought a staggering 19 children into the world. They're happy to carry 1, 2, even 3 babies at a time for couples unable to do it themselves, handing each and every one over right there in the delivery room, no matter what.
So there's a nose, a little one, and there's a heart beating.
Oh, look at this.
Beating there.
It's one of life's most magical moments.
A lot of fluid. Little
Oh, he's waving his arm.
A mother seeing her baby for the first time.
Quite clearly.
For Jill Hawkins, this is baby number 8, but the thrill is as great as ever.
Yeah, it excites me
You're
every
excited
time.
again?
It's like the first time every time. Kicking away and they wave and you can see their little feet. Amazing.
You love being pregnant.
I do love it, I do.
The difference here is that Jill is a surrogate. So when she gives birth in September, she'll immediately hand the baby to someone else, just like she's done with her other 7. Have you ever thought, I don't want to give this one up?
No. I'm too sensible.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But if you think Jill is a prolific baby maker, meet Carole Horlock. She's given up 12 babies, yes, 12, making her the world's most extreme surrogate. And she's not finished yet.
I have said to everybody this will be my last time, but if there's one baby and it's number 13, I'll have to have one more just to even it up to 14.
You don't want an unlucky 13?
No, not really.
Are you a bit competitive? Do you like the title of the world's most prolific surrogate?
I think I must be a little bit, because whenever somebody else in the UK is described as Britain's most prolific surrogate, I think, no, I'm Britain's most prolific surrogate.
Well, I think Jill claims that crown, doesn't she? She calls herself...
Every time I read about her, they keep saying that she's Britain's most prolific surrogate, and I think, no, she's not. I am.
Gosh, Carole, yes, she's had a lot.
The world record holder. Do you like that title?
No. Yeah, I do, actually. Isn't that awful to say?
Between them, Jill and Carole have carried a staggering 19 babies for other people. Tonight, they'll allow us into this fascinating world of the super surrogate. And as you'll see, it can be one of highs, but also heartbreak. In a council flat in Brighton, England, Jill Hawkins is proudly showing me photos of her babies.
Lucy's the oldest, she's coming up for 18. Then we have Bertie. Then we have Jamie. Then we go right back to Ewan. Then his brother Callum. And then we go to Alex. And then Isabel, who's 3.
For 20 years, Jill has been having children for other people. But look around, and it's as if they're still her own. Every moment is captured, from their first step to their first day at school. And not just a few photos, you have boxes of them here on the ground.
I do. I mean, I used to make up albums every time I saw the kids, loads of photos in an album. And that was fine with the first 3, and then, of course, I just kept having too many children.
What is it about being pregnant?
When you feel a baby moving around inside you, it's magical. It's the most wonderful thing I have ever experienced.
Like so many women, Jill always dreamed of having a baby. The difference was, Jill had absolutely no desire to actually raise a child. She just wanted to give birth to one.
It was just something within me. I had to do it. I had to have a baby. You know, it's like somebody wanting to climb Mount Everest. It's just something within them that's got to do it. And that's how I felt. And, you know, surrogacy was the only way that I could do that.
An organisation in the United Kingdom put her in touch with a couple who couldn't have their own children. And Jill quickly became pregnant with her first baby, Lucy, who's now 17. How difficult was it, though, to give up your first baby?
Well, you know, I mean, I knew I could do it. I knew I could give up a child. But obviously, I didn't know how it was going to feel. It was quite literally, it was like a whoosh over you. Instant maternal feelings, which I'd never expected to get.
It didn't make you change your mind about having a child of your own?
Oh, gosh, no.
Still didn't want a baby?
Oh, no, never. Never, ever, with any of them for a split second, has it made me want a baby of my own.
It's unusual for surrogates not to have children of their own. In fact, many couples won't use a surrogate who's child-free, fearing they may want to keep the baby. But by her own admission, Jill is happier raising cats than kids. Single life with your cats, that's what you love?
Yeah, my cats are my babies, I suppose, yeah.
It's such an emotional roller coaster for you. Why do you do it?
Because I want to. I have been accused of doing it for attention. And there's no doubt you get a lot of attention. And I could, yeah, sometimes subconsciously, perhaps there was a need to feel wanted, loved, useful.
Can you liken this to an addiction?
I think it could become almost addictive, sort of the need to be needed, the happiness, the elation you give somebody else, the comfort of the process, you know, of looking at that stick with the two blue lines and telling the news.
Psychologist Dr. Linda Papadopoulos worries about the underlying motivation that keeps these women wanting more babies.
You know, there must be a bit of that kind of God complex going on there, you know, the ability to give someone something that they could never have, and it has with the strong sense of need and how that is connected to her own self-worth.
But Carole Horlock looks perfectly at peace among the vineyards of Bordeaux in France. She moved here 6 years ago to run a bed and breakfast and to have more babies.
The animals you have on the farm, the sheep, the cats, the dogs and yourself, it's all about breeding out here.
It is, yes. But new life is exciting.
Carole's got 2 children of her own, which means in all, she's given birth 14 times, including twins and triplets. A lot of women hearing that you've given birth to 14 babies, been pregnant for 7 years, would be horrified.
A lot of people's immediate reaction when I tell them I'm a surrogate is, it was bad enough being pregnant for my own children. There is no way I'd be pregnant for somebody else.
Do you think you're built for having babies?
Got wide hips, so yeah, I think I'm built for having babies. Oh, not fluffed up yet. Oh, you'll look pretty when you're fluffed up.
Surrogates like Carole and Jill are in big demand from around the world. They're inundated with applications from desperate couples, and each comes with a personal plea. Who they choose to help is entirely up to them. Jill, do you have to like the couple?
Oh, of course. And I have to find the couple physically attractive, which sounds really horrible, I know, because there are lots of deserving, unattractive couples. But I do have to find them attractive, and I do have to, dare I say it, fancy the husbands.
What does that do for you?
Oh, I just think it gets the juices going, doesn't it? You know, it just makes it more conducive to getting pregnant.
Jill, the sensitive question, how do you get pregnant? How does it work?
We'll talk, have coffee or whatever, and then the gentleman will disappear into either my bedroom or the bathroom, wherever he feels comfortable. He'll produce a sperm sample. Then they'll in a small pot, and then they'll go, and then I'll go straight to bed, and then just inseminate myself that way.
Come on, Mummy's here.
Surrogacy is legal in the United Kingdom, though it's a loose law that's not tightly controlled. There's no binding contract between the surrogate and the couple. It's more like a handshake agreement. Now, by law, the couple can pay expenses for the pregnancy and the birth, usually between $20,000 and $30,000, though it's a fine line between what's considered expenses and compensation for the surrogate.
Are you having babies now for the money?
I've only done it once for money, and that was with baby number 3, Jamie. The roof needed replacing, and I just didn't have the money. So I did go into the 3rd one for the money, and it horrifies me now, actually, to think of it. It was very upsetting
Some people might say that you've had so many babies because there's a good quid in it.
It pays for extra luxuries, but it doesn't pay for the necessities. I don't need to do it to live. When I'd only done it a couple of times, I was considered quite an angel. It was wonderful. But, you know, now that I've done it so many times, people think I must be some kind of monster to be able to keep churning out babies.
Before any babies are churned out, most surrogates and the intended parents will sign a document like this. It covers everything, from payment details to situations where the child is disabled. But it's unlikely to stand up in court if the birth mother decides she wants to keep her baby. That gives you a lot of power.
It does.
As a surrogate.
Absolutely. It's such an emotional moment when you give birth. You could go either way. It's a knife edge, it really is.
There's no guarantee you get the baby.
No guarantee. So, you know, we were really lucky with Jill because she said, whatever you want, you know, it's your baby. I'm just the vessel for your baby.
Sue and Oliver Rosenwasser spent 10 years and $100,000 trying to have a baby. Finally, thanks to Jill, their dream came true and little Alexandra was born. Over the 9 months, Sue and Oliver forged a lifetime bond with their surrogate. It's a happy outcome, but surrogacy, like any pregnancy, comes with no guarantees. Alex has high-functioning autism.
Alex, do you like the pink one?
That can happen with surrogacy or without. So I want to make it quite clear that you enter into a relationship with a surrogate and you get what you get. And we have no regrets whatsoever because Alex, we're lucky with our daughter and she's very loving and affectionate.
For Carole too, surrogacy hasn't always gone to plan. In 2004, she delivered a baby boy for a London couple.
I went through the pregnancy believing it was the father's child. 6 weeks later, he had a DNA test done, and I got a phone call saying that it wasn't actually their child.
Tests revealed the boy was the biological child of Carole and her partner Paul, who's shy about revealing his identity. Around the time of insemination, they'd had what they believed to be protected sex. It was surrogate scandal.
I offered for them to adopt the baby because, as far as I was concerned, it was still the same baby that I gave birth to and was happy to leave with them. Nothing had changed about the baby.
Didn't you want that baby, though? I mean, it was yours and your partner's.
What I wanted, I didn't feel came into it.
But the game changed.
They'd had this baby for 6 weeks. How could I walk into their house, pick up this baby and walk out with it and do that to her?
But it's a pretty clear example of when it can go wrong.
It can go wrong, but is it really so wrong? They were childless, they wanted a baby and they've got a healthy baby. There was a little bit of a hiccup, but...
You call that a small hiccup, but don't you ever have pangs of remorse that that child is not with you?
With that surrogacy, there is a slight bit of that.
Despite the risks, Jill and Carole are determined to have more. Now in their 40s, their own eggs are no longer viable, so they'll use IVF to get pregnant. After all, there's the title of top surrogate to consider. You're at number 8?
Yes.
You may do 9. Maybe more. How many babies is too much, do you think?
None. It's too much. I mean, if I felt like it, I could just keep going, couldn't I? I could quite happily see myself doing that. I sometimes wish I'd started earlier. I could have got a few more in.
So you have one more. Jill has another one. You have another one.
She's way behind me. Unless she has octuplets, she's got no chance.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.